everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I'll be doing a fill. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a pair of nippers, and I'm just going to remove her bling, and then I'm gonna go in with a medium grit drill bit to remove her gel polish. Alrighty, so this is my real speed when removing the gel from the natural nail. So as you can see, I always start around that cuticle area, and then as I get the gel from the cuticle area, I just move down towards the tip. And you want to make sure you get all that gel off. That way whenever you do your acrylic, you won't have any leftover gel under your acrylic. And once again, I'm using a medium drill bit. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna go in with a Tammy Taylor edger, and this one is just like a white stick, and then it comes with little disposable kind of stickers that you can just glue, or not glue, but just stick onto the little stick. And then after you use it, you just throw the little sticker away, and you change it after each client. So I'm just using that to push back her cuticles. And after this, I'm gonna go in with a 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. Alrighty, so here as you can see, I'm placing a new sanding band on my drill bit. So once again, I'm just going to remove the shine from the natural nail. And remember, when you're doing this, you want to make sure you get all that shiny part off, because if not, your nails will lift. 80 to 85% of your lifting comes from not prepping your nail correctly. So that is removing the shine from the natural nail. So remember, you want to get really good or really close to that cuticle area, but just make sure you don't file too hard. So you want to put your e-file at a speed that you feel comfortable working with. That way you don't damage their natural nail. So once again, we're just removing the shine from the natural nail, and after this we're going to go in and prime it. And for my acrylic, I'll be using my Mia Secret acrylic system, which is my Mia Secret powder and my Mia Secret liquid. For my primer, I'm using my OPI primer called BONDEX, and I don't do a dehydrator because I don't know, this works for me. Just doing a primer works great for me, like I said. So I've never used a dehydrator actually, just to let y'all know. Once again, I'm using my Mia Secret acrylic system and my OPI BONDEX primer. So I'm also using my alpha brush in a number 8, or no, it's actually a number 9. And I'll leave the link in the description as well as a promo code. So as you can see, whenever I'm doing fills, I mostly just do one bead closer to that cuticle area and brush it down towards the tip. And then remember, you kind of just want to work with the product that you need. I kind of needed a little bit more on these, so just always look at your nail from different angles. If the tip look a little bit too thin, then just go back and add some more. But remember to just work with the product that you need. Don't go in and do one big ball and then you have it all on their skin. Just work with whatever you feel comfortable working with. Once again, I'm using my Mia Secret acrylic system, and I'm also using my alpha brush in a number 9, and it's an oval shape. So also remember, you want to clean around that cuticle area. As you can see, I don't have acrylic on the actual cuticle area, but I just want to make sure that it's really nice and neat. That's why I always go back and wipe around that area. And as you can see, I always wipe my brush off before and after I clean around that cuticle area. And I just literally just wipe my brush a lot after everything, because I don't want any of that acrylic to get stuck to my brush. And you want to make sure you do that. You want to make sure you clean your brush every time before you dip your brush into the liquid and after you wipe the acrylic off from the nail. As you can see here, I wipe and then I clean it off. I wipe some more, clean it off. So you want to make sure you do that. So once again, I'm just going in and doing a bead closer to the cuticle area. And if you need more, then just go back and add some more. But other than that, you kind of just need one bead. And remember, just kind of look at your nail from different angles. If you need to add some more, then that is fine. Alrighty, so once again, I'm just applying a bead closer to that cuticle area, and I'm wiping that cuticle area really good. Make sure there's no acrylic on their skin, because that will cause lifting as well. So for the third time, I'm using my Mia Secret acrylic system and my alpha brush in a number 9. And as you can see, I recorded this video before I changed my nails. I just forgot I had this video, so I wanted to go ahead and upload it. So yeah, we're just doing one bead closer to the cuticle area. And also, on another note, I wanted to mention that I am a licensed cosmetologist that specializes in nail care, and I am in the process of getting my instructor's license. I had somebody bashing me about me not having a license or something crazy like that, so I just wanted to clarify that I do have a cosmetology license. I just specialize in nail care. So I just wanted to put that out there. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna go in with a 100 nail file, and she already has that coffin shape that she wanted, so now I'm just going back and redefining that shape. And here is an actual clip of filing in real speed. So as you can see, I get in between those nail grooves really good. I file straight forward, and then whenever I do the tip, I do it at a 90 degrees angle. That's why, that way I have a really straight nail. So then I'm just gonna do that to all her nails. I file on the sides, make sure if there's any acrylic on the sides, you file that off, and then you want to make sure that their nail is really straight on the tip. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with a fine drill bit, and I'm just gonna file her nails. So whenever you're doing this, you basically want to focus on that cuticle area and make sure you seal that acrylic really good. That way no water and no moisture and nothing gets under your nail, and it won't cause lifting. So you want to make sure you, as you can see here, I focus on that cuticle area. You want to go back and forth. You don't want to leave your drill in one spot for too long, because it will cause friction and it will cause your client's nail to burn. So keep that in mind. And also, you really just want to file the whole nail. If you work smarter and not harder, you won't have a lot of filing to do, because my acrylic go on really smooth, so I don't never really have any bumps. So that's why I always just have to focus on that cuticle area to make sure that it's really sealed, to make sure that it's sealed. So as you can see there, you can see where her cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic actually start. And whenever I say that, I don't mean there has to be a big old gap. I just mean you literally just, it'll be like a tiny spot where you can see their natural nail, and that way you know that the acrylic is not over their skin, if you can obviously see their nail underneath. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to do it to where it looks like they already need a fill. You just want it to be thin to where it looks like the acrylic is just glowing, or not glowing, y'all, I can't talk tonight. You want to make it look like the nail or the acrylic is growing out of their actual nail. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure that back area is not so thick to where as soon as their nail grow out a little bit, you can tell that it's time for refill. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to go in with my buffer and I'm just going to buff all her nails. So whenever you buff the nails, you're basically just getting all the little scratches out from your electric file. You want to make sure that it's nice and smooth. That way, whenever you apply your polish, you won't be able to see any scratches. It'll just be a really smooth surface. And then you also want to just fill on the nail after you buff each one to make sure that it's nice and smooth, and then you can move on to the next nail. So now we're going to do our polish application, but first I'm going to wipe the nails off with an alcohol wipe. And the reason why I do this is I'm on a really tight schedule. That way I don't have time for them to, go to the bathroom and wash their hands. So I just wipe them off with an alcohol wipe. So now I'm going to go in with my Madam Glam polish or gel polish in the colors Spring Petals, and it's a really pretty pink. And I'm going to do that on her pinky and her index finger. And once again, they are gel polishes by Madame Glam. And then the other one that I'm going to do is a regular polish by La Palme in the color Perfect Pink. And since I'm going to be doing an ombre on those, I'm only doing one coat of the Perfect Paris. And this cleanup brush that I'm using is a small brush. It's actually a French brush by but by Alpha Brushes, and I'll leave the link in the description. I used to use the OPI brush, but it was a little bit bigger, so this one is really small and it's perfect to clean around that cuticle area. So once again, I'll leave the link in the description. And once again, this color is by La Palme in the color Perfect Paris, and these are the ones that I'm doing the ombre on. So I'm just doing one coat, and I'm going to make sure that it's really dry before I even do the ombre on them. Alrighty, so then we're going to let these cure for 30 seconds and we're going to move over to the other hand. So for this hand, we're going to be using the same colors. I'm using this Madame Glam, y'all be forgetting how to say it, this Madame Glam color in the color Spring Petals, and I'm doing this on her ring finger and her middle finger. And then we're going to do the other Perfect Paris color on the rest of her nails. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in and do a second coat of the Madam Glam polish, which is the gel polish. And remember, I'm only doing one coat of the Perfect Paris, which is that lighter pink. And the reason why I do that is because I want them to be really dry, so when I come back with the sponge to do the ombre, it doesn't mess up. You want that polish to be really dry before you do the sponge with the ombre. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna go in with my makeup wedge sponge, and as you can see, I'm using like a darker pink, and then I'm using that same Perfect Paris color by La Pomme, and then I'm just gonna dab it on the nail. And this pink that I used, the darker pink that I used, was not dark enough because as you can see, it really didn't do much to the nails. So I am gonna go back and switch to a darker pink, and I honestly do not even know the name of it. It's a really old color that I had. It doesn't even have a name on there. So this is the one, and I think it's Pure Eyes. No, it's not Pure Eyes. LA Nails? I think. I'm not sure, but it's like a darker pink, so whatever color you want to use. But I'm using my Perfect Paris by La Pomme, and then just that darker pink. And you just want to dab it on the nails and just do this about 2 or 3 times until you get that coverage that you want. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other hand. So as you can see, I do the darker pink first and then the lighter one over it. That way it blends really good in the middle, and you can't just see like the harsh line in the middle where the two colors meet. Alrighty, so then we're gonna move over to the other hand, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna dab it on the nails, and you kind of want to just, what I usually do is I do 2 coats on each hand, and then I go back and do the other hand and do like another coat or 2 or whatever you need. But you want to make sure you spread it out to where you're not doing the coats back to back to back, because if not, your polish won't have time to dry before you do the other coat. So the way I do it is, once again, I do one hand and I do the ombre. I do about 2 coats, and then I go to the other hand, and then I come back to the first hand. That way I give it a little bit time in between for it to dry. That way whenever I go back, it's not sticky and it won't mess up. And also you want to make sure that you use a color that's not too, you know, whenever the polishes get kind of old, they get really thick and sticky. Well, you want to make sure that when you're doing this ombre effect and doing it with the sponge, that you choose a color that's not runny but just normal, like a normal nail polish. That way it go on really good, and then your nails won't be too thick with all that polish on them, because as you can see, we are doing quite a few coats of it. So once again, we're just gonna dab it onto the nail, and then to clean around the cuticle area, I'm using my Alpha brush in a number 6, and it is a French brush. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to go in with my foil glue, and I'm just going to apply that to the solid pink nails, which are the ones with the Madam Glam gel polish. And then you just want to let those dry until they're at a clear finish. That white glue will dry into a clear finish, so that's how you know when it's dry. And then we're going to go in with just different color foils. And I will have some foils on my website. It won't be these, but I will have some, and then I also will have the foil glue. But remember, my website is still down. I'll keep you guys updated. It is taking a little bit longer than it was supposed to, because a lot of my stuff that I order are on back order. But I believe I only have like 2 more things that I'm waiting on, and I will open my website back up, but I will let you guys know ahead of time. So as you can see with this foil, all I'm doing is I'm just literally dabbing it onto the nail, and then I'm just alternating with the colors. I'm using a pink, a gold, orange, did I say pink? Pink, orange, green, gold, and I think that's it. So we're just dabbing it on the nail, and it just sticks right onto that glue. So after this, we're just going to apply a gel top coat, which I'll be using my IBD gel top coat, and then I am doing 2 coats of the gel polish on the ones with the foil. Alrighty y'all, so this is the final look. They turned out really pretty. Those colors look amazing together, and that foil just topped it off. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at GetNailed32, and I'll see you guys in my next video.